We want to say big congratulations to Manchester City and the whole citizens for their defeat of Nottingham Forest. Yes, you got that right. Manchester City finally won a game in the English Premier League by defeating Nottingham Forest 3-0. Yes, a whooping 3-0. It also coincided with the return in the starting 11 for Kevin De Bruyne. Back from injury, the man made things happen at the middle of the park for Manchester City and they ran away victorious. At this juncture, we want to say welcome to Sports 360. Yeah, you know the name. Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and remember to share. We dive straight into basketball. The NBA Emirates Cup group play-in is over and the knockout stages are set. The Milwaukee Bucks, led by our own Giannis Antetokounmpo, defeated the Detroit Pistons to make it 4-0 in the cup and seal the number one seed in the Eastern Conference of the Emirates Cup play. In the East is the New York Knicks, who defeated the Orlando Magic. Oklahoma City Thunder sealed the number one seed in the West, dropping the likes of Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors to 2 and 3 respectively. The quarterfinal matchups are as follows. The Dallas Mavericks will be taking on the OKC, that's we're talking the Oklahoma City Thunders. Warriors will be taking on Houston Rockets. The Orlando Magic will be up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Atlanta Hawks are up against the New York Knicks. Now we're going straight to boxing. Former three-time boxing bantamweight champion Israel Vasquez has died at the young age of 46. The Mexican was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, but the man, popularly known as El Magnifico, lost his battle with the dreaded disease. I want to say a big sorry to the people of Mexico, to his family, and we hope that they are given the fortitude to bear this humongous loss. It's a sad one for boxing, it's a sad one for the Mexican people. We hope sooner rather than later a cure for cancer will be found. Still on boxing, one half of the Klitschko brothers, Vladimir Klitschko, wants to create history as the oldest heavyweight boxing champion of the world. We remember that tag is still held by none other than George Foreman, who defeated Michael Moore in 1994 to claim the WBA and IBF titles at the young age of 45. Next year, 2025, Vladimir Klitschko will be turning 49, and he believes that at the ripe age of 49, he can become an heavyweight champion. He's talking to promoters to see if he can get into the squared circle with Daniel Dubois, who is popularly known as the Dynamite, the man that defeated Anthony Joshua for the IBF title. He wants to get into the ring with Dubois, but promoters are skeptical after seeing the way Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's fight went, because they felt Mike Tyson was old and sluggish, his punches were pulling no power, and they believed Vladimir Klitschko would end up looking the same. Klitschko fought last in 2017 against Anthony Joshua. Joshua defeated him in the 11th round, though he did knock Joshua out in the 6th. But since 2017, the man has not been in the ring. Promoters are saying that if Mike Tyson's fight with Jake Paul is anything to go by, that means Klitschko will be very rusty and the fight will not live up to its billing. They want people to see a classic, and they are not sure that Klitschko for right now will be that classic everybody will want to see. Klitschko is still talking to other promoters and still trying to make something happen in Saudi Arabia, but for right now, it's not looking good for the man. I think he needs to step into the ring with one or two title challengers, and hopefully if he gets the victory over them, maybe, just maybe, they will look in his direction and give him that title shot. Now we're moving over to football, and the biggest club competition is ongoing. Right now, it's not looking good for the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, Juventus, and Man City. The big guns are finding it difficult in this tournament, and yes, we want to see them in the latter stages, but right now they have to pull their weight and pack some more punches. Um, in the last phase, we saw Aston Villa play a goalless draw with Juventus. Liverpool defeated Real Madrid by 2-0, and that was a very, very huge defeat for Real Madrid. It was a happy one for Liverpool because they needed this victory over Madrid. They have been defeated by Madrid a couple of times in the past and needed some form of revenge. Slavia Bratislava were defeated at home by Milan 3-2. Spartak Prague lost to Atletico Madrid by 6-0. Barca defeated Brest 3-0. Leverkusen sailed past Salzburg 5-0. Bayern Munich defeated PSG 1-0. PSG is seriously in trouble of not making the next phase. Inter Milan doing fantastically well in the Champions League, defeated Leipzig by 1-0. They should have had more, but then again, 3 points is 3 points. City, we are leading 3-0 at a time against Feyenoord and ended up drawing that game 3-3. Sporting, we are defeated at home by Arsenal 5-1. What difference does a coach make, some would ask? I think you need to talk to a Sporting fan who will tell you that Ruben Amorim leaving Sporting at this point in time to Manchester United is really giving them a headache because they have not been able to find that form that they were in before Amorim left. In the next phase of matches coming up next midweek, we have Girona taking on Liverpool. I expect Liverpool to be able to come away with all 3 points because Girona this season are not firing on all cylinders as they did last season. Atlanta will be up against Real Madrid. Real Madrid are really going to have to prove their mettle because Atlanta are a team in form. Gasperini's charges are doing exceptionally well, and it will be a very tough ask for Real Madrid to be able to get anything at the Bergamo. Leverkusen will be up against Inter. That's another game. I do not see Leverkusen picking up all 3 points. They will be lucky if they can get a draw from that fixture. Leipzig will be up against Aston Villa. Remember, Leipzig too are not in form at this point in time. Salzburg will be up against PSG. PSG are away, but definitely Enrique and his charges need to take all 3 points away from Salzburg. Shakhtar Donetsk will be at home to Bayern. I want to believe Bayern will be too strong for Shakhtar, though they have lost their talismanic forward in Harry Kane. And Arsenal will be up against Monaco. Arsenal at home at the Emirates, so I want to believe that they will be able to get all 3 points against Monaco. Dortmund will be playing Barca, and if Barca has Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha firing on all cylinders, I want to believe that they will be able to get 3 points over Dortmund. The big one for me is Juventus at home to Manchester City. Juventus find it difficult to lose a game, but at the same time, they're also finding it difficult to score a goal to save their lives. City, after the midweek win against Nottingham Forest, will be boosted, and I want to believe that they will be raring to go. But Juventus will be a very, very tough nut to crack because they do not seem to be able to lose. But winning is also their kryptonite. And I'm going over to the EPL. At the weekend, we saw Liverpool defeat Manchester City by 2-0. West Ham were defeated 2-5 by Arsenal. That's putting Lopetegui in more and more serious danger of getting the sack. Manchester United defeated Everton by 2-0, whilst Chelsea defeated Aston Villa by 3-0. I do not think Unai Emery's job is safe at this point as well because Villa are not doing what is expected of them. At the midweek games, we saw Chelsea defeating Southampton by 5-1. Newcastle and Liverpool played out a 3-3 draw. It was a fantastic result for Newcastle because nobody gave them a chance against Liverpool. I know I sure didn't. And City, like we rightly said, defeated Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Arsenal defeated United by 2-0 at the Emirates. And we remember Ruben Amorim did say that we should not be praising him and his charges for now because definitely the storm will come, and the storm did come in the form of Arsenal. Next weekend games, we will see Everton take on Liverpool. That's the Merseyside derby. It's a derby game, but Liverpool always find a way to take all 3 points. Crystal Palace will be at home to Manchester City. Will Manchester City be rejuvenated enough to get all 3 points against Crystal Palace? Manchester United will be at home to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest will want to bounce back from that defeat to Manchester City, but hopefully Manchester United playing at Old Trafford will be able to get points off Forest. Leicester City will be at home to Brighton. Spurs, the big one, will be at home to Chelsea. That's a London derby. Spurs, we all know they are giant slayers, but Chelsea right now are doing magnificently well. In the Serie A, last weekend games, Fiorentina Inter were a pick of the bunch, but the game ended up being postponed because one of the Fiorentina players, Bovi, slumped in that game and was rushed to the hospital. We're hearing that Bovi is recuperating, he's talking, he's getting better, and I want to say congratulations and thank you to everybody who made an effort to make sure that the man gets back on his feet and come back to doing what he knows how to do best. Lecce and Juve played out a 1-1 draw. Atlanta defeated Roma 2-0. Our own Ademola Lookman didn't score in that game, but he was pivotal to the victory. AC Milan defeated Empoli 3-0, and Torino were defeated at home by Napoli 1-0. Napoli are still topping that table, followed closely by Atlanta. Inter has a game in hand. Napoli are marching on strong, but do not write off Atlanta. It will be a fairy tale come the end of the season if Atlanta were to peep everyone to the Serie A title. But then again, with Napoli and Conte in front, it's going to be a tough ask. Come this weekend, we're going to see Inter play Parma, Juventus play Bologna, Atlanta will be at home to AC Milan. That's the pick of the bunch. But Napoli will also be at home to Lazio. We're moving over straight to Germany, where Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich played out a 1-1 draw. Leipzig were defeated at home by Wolfsburg 5-1. I never saw that one coming. Union Berlin were defeated by Leverkusen 2-1. Next weekend, we'll see Leverkusen take on St. Pauli. Bayern will be at home to Heidenheim. Mönchengladbach will be playing Borussia Dortmund, and Austin Kiel will be at home to Leipzig. We're believing that Bayern Munich will be too strong for Heidenheim, though Harry Kane most likely will not feature in that game. And that takes us to France, where Marseille and Monaco played out a very exciting game. Marseille were able, through Mason Greenwood, to peep Monaco to the victory. They defeated Monaco by 2-1. Lyon always scoring goals. Lacazette getting a brace in that one, defeating Nice by 4-1. PSG surprisingly drew 1-1 with Nantes. And next weekend's top games, we'll see Lille play Brest, where Auxerre will be at home to PSG. Monaco will be playing Toulouse, and Saint Etienne will be at home to Marseille. Hopefully, Lille will be too strong for Brest. PSG will definitely be looking to get all 3 points against Auxerre. They need to bounce back, surely. And Monaco, after the defeat to Marseille, will be reeling from that defeat and will want to put goals past Toulouse. Whereas I see Marseille, though away, should be able to get a result against Saint Etienne.